The topic for today is the poison of comparison. If you compare up, you're going to get discouraged. If you compare down, you're going to get arrogant. And so here's the thing. Comparison either way is poisonous. Doesn't matter if you compare up or down. Either way is poisonous. Comparison is the death of joy. You can't even be happy about anything if you're in this constant state of comparing yourself. So I've got 5 thoughts that I want to share with you. These are 5 thoughts that I've entertained over the years to help myself navigate out of the funk of comparing myself to other people. Here's the first thought. If you're going to compare yourself to 200 or 300 people, not just 2 or 3. Oftentimes we compare ourselves to the same 2 or 3 people over and over and over again. And when we do that, we find we oftentimes get very, very depressed. So if you're going to compare, and comparing is never good, but if you're going to compare yourself to 200 or 300 people, not just 2 or 3. Because when you do that, what you'll find, first of all, is the people that you've been admiring for so long, all of a sudden you may realize they're just average. Because a big fish in a small pond is impressive, but a big fish in the ocean is nothing special at all. You may find that those people that you've had on a pedestal for so long, they're just average. The other thing, number 2, that'll happen to you is you'll find that you are doing much better than you thought you were doing. When you compare yourself to 200 or 300 people, you're going to find you're significantly above average, that you are crushing it. Number 2, when we look at someone else's life, it is important that we remember we are only seeing a slither of their life. We are seeing the part of their life that they want us to see, their public life, their Facebook life, their Instagram life. So professionally, maybe they're doing really, really well, and that's the part that you admire. But their home life may stink compared to yours. Everything is perfect, but maybe there's somebody in their family who's fighting a debilitating disease. And if you could see that side of their life, all of a sudden your heart would break. And that you would realize that, hey, maybe there's one facet of their life that is admirable. But when you look at their entire life, now it's undesirable. So just know the part of their life that you're looking at is only a slither. Number 3, success always has a backstory. Oftentimes people who are celebrating a big score in their life never mention that because of a significant break, they started on 3rd base. Whereas you had to start on 1st base. You didn't receive the break that they received. They received a cash injection. You didn't. They were granted a chunk of already existing accounts. You didn't. They had a family member or a close friend help them tremendously. You didn't. This is the backstory. People often share their current success, but conveniently choose not to mention the massive lift that they received from someone else. And so we're looking at their life and we're saying, man, what is wrong with me? Why am I not doing at least as well as they are? We do not know the backstory, and every successful story has a backstory. So why aren't people open and honest about the backstory? Well, it's the same reason why you and I aren't always honest about our backstory. See, when people give us affirmation, they give us encouragement, man, you are crushing it. You are just, you hit a home run. You are da-da-da-da-da-da. The list goes on and on and on. It feels so good to our ego to hear those things that we just back up and wink and say, well, thank you. Nothing like hard work. I want to just challenge you, and I'm challenging myself as I'm saying this. The next time somebody comes up to you and says, man, you are just tearing it up. I can't even believe you're doing so well. If there is a backstory, and only you know it and the person who helped you behind the scenes know it. If there is a backstory, look at that person square in the eye and smile and say, hey, thank you very much. I have worked really, really hard over the years to get where we are. And I'm really proud of that. But there's something you don't know. There's something that not everybody knows. I'm standing taller and I'm looking further because I had the opportunity to stand on someone else's shoulders. Somebody gave me a leg up. I didn't start with zero. In fact, I started with X amount of dollars in the bank. Or, hey, my mother-in-law and her husband, my mother and father-in-law, they helped us out tremendously. Now, is that good on your ego? No. But what it is good for is the person you are talking to. They are going to be filled up with so much encouragement. They're going to say to themselves, man, if you got that far with a leg up, man, I could probably do just as good. It may take me a little bit longer. It might take me a little bit more time. But knowing that there is a backstory, maybe I'm not doing so bad. And what's so interesting is when you humble yourself, the people that are listening to you will admire you even more. Here's the next thought I'd like to share. This is thought number 4. I've only got 5. When you know why you were born, when you know what your responsibility is on this earth, what you are responsible for contributing to this planet, to people, to mankind before you die, you will not care what other people are doing. You will be so excited. You will be so pumped up. You will have lightning in your veins and thunder in your soul. You will be so pumped about what you're doing. So the issue is never, man, Bob is doing better than me. Jennifer is so much more successful than me. Or she's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. Guess what? When you know exactly what you're wired up to do, you will be so consumed with it and so excited about it. It won't even matter what they're doing. So the issue is not what they're doing. What's missing most out of many of our lives is that missing piece of the puzzle to know exactly why we were born, to know exactly what our skill set is and why we have it. And so if you're having trouble figuring that out, here's 5 questions that'll help you. Number 1, what do I want to accomplish in my life? What must I accomplish in my life? Number 2, why is that even important to me? Number 3, what obstacles are going to come against me? Number 4, how will I overcome these obstacles? Number 5, what are the micro habits I must do every single day in order to achieve what I know I am born to do? Here's number 4. I want to encourage you to have the face of a lion. What does that mean? Predators, their eyes are about 1 inch to 1.5 inches apart. If you look at a lion, if you look at a tiger, and you look at them head on, or you look at a picture of them, you go to a zoo, you'll see that a lion, a bear, a tiger, these predator animals, these meat-eating animals, their eyes are very narrow. They're very close to each other because they're always on attack. They're always looking forward. They're always in pursuit. Whereas a herbivore, their eyes are on the sides of their head. Think about a deer. Think about a donkey. Think about a horse. Think about a goat, a sheep. Those eyes are on the sides of their head. Why is it on the sides? Because they're not in attack mode. They are not pursuing anything. They are grazing In fact, not only are they grazing, they're keeping an eye on everybody on their right, everybody on their left, everybody behind them. They're very jittery. They're very jumpy. They can't even eat 2 or 3 seconds without popping their head up and looking around. When you are a predator, when you have the face of a lion, you're not consumed about what other people are doing. You're consumed, absolutely consumed with what you're born to do. Here's the last and final thought. Gratitude destroys discouragement. Whenever we compare ourselves to other people, we get discouraged. And gratitude destroys discouragement. Gratitude is powerful. You cannot be happy without gratitude. And what makes gratitude powerful is not how intense you are, but how specific you are. If we were to practice being very specific about what we are so gracious for, what we'll realize is that our entire life, God has sent us one good thing after the next. We have a sound mind. We're not in a hospital. We can pursue goals. We have air conditioner in our homes. We have a roof over our head. And these basic fundamental gifts and blessings that we have, half of the world does not even have them, but you have them. You have them, and you have your whole future out before you. And if all these good things have been happening to you every day of your life, you can have the assurance that they will continue to happen. And that's what gratitude does. Right before I sign off, let me just say this, that you are going to spend eternity somewhere. So make sure your heart is ready for that.